Most people go through life following predictable patterns. They socialize the same way, chase the same goals, and think the same thoughts. But then there's the Sigma male. He operates differently. He's a guy who disappears for days, doesn't respond to messages for hours, and seems perfectly happy living in his own world. To the average person, his habits are strange, even unsettling, but to him, they're simply his way of surviving. You see, being a Sigma male isn't just a label, it's a mindset, a way of living that doesn't conform to the usual expectations. That's why people misunderstand him, why they're drawn to him, and why some even fear him. In this video, we'll dive into 5 strange habits that all Sigma males have, the behaviors that set them apart, the ones that make people scratch their heads, and the ones that secretly give them an edge over the rest of the world. And by the end, you'll see why these habits aren't strange at all, they're powerful. Let's get started. 1. Disappearing, but not for the reason you think. Society has turned ghosting into a bad word. It's seen as disrespectful, cold, and insensitive. But when a Sigma male disappears, it's not personal, it's survival. Unlike the average person who thrives on constant communication, a Sigma male needs silence the way others need oxygen. Social interactions drain him faster than most people realize. It's not that he dislikes people. It's just that too much talking, too much explaining, and spending energy on shallow interactions feels like noise in his mind. That's why he disappears. But not because he's playing games or trying to hurt anyone. He does it because he needs to. It's like when a computer overheats. At some point, the only solution is to shut it down. A Sigma does the same. When life gets too chaotic or people demand too much from him, he simply disconnects. This confuses people. Some take it personally, assuming he's pushing them away, that he doesn't care. But the truth is, he does as everyone, friends, family, partners. No one is exempt. And here's the interesting part. The more someone tries to force him to stay connected, the faster he pulls away. If he feels pressure to always be available, he'll disappear even more. Freedom is everything to him. Women, in particular, struggle to understand this. Many mistake his disappearance for a hard-to-get tactic, when in reality, he's just recharging his mind. Unlike typical men who chase women for attention, a Sigma doesn't seek validation. He would rather be alone than deal with unnecessary drama. 2. Holding back in conversations. Silence makes most people uncomfortable. They feel the need to fill every second with words, even if they have nothing meaningful to say. But a Sigma male thrives in silence. He doesn't engage in small talk just for the sake of it, nor does he say things just to be polite. Every word he speaks has a purpose. That's why people find him mysterious. When he listens more than he talks, they assume he's hiding something. Some even get paranoid. What is he thinking? But in reality, he's just observing. Unlike extroverts, who process their thoughts out loud, a Sigma processes them internally. By the time he actually speaks, his words have been carefully thought out. And when he does, people listen. This makes Sigma males naturally intimidating. They don't try to impress others by dominating conversations. Instead, their silence forces people to pay more attention, to hang on to every word they finally decide to share. And here's the trick. Sigmas can tell within minutes of meeting someone whether they're worth talking to. If someone talks too much about themselves, constantly interrupts, or never asks interesting questions, a Sigma will simply check out. He won't be rude or argue. He'll just stop engaging. 3. Randomly disappearing from social events. Have you ever been at a party, looked around, and suddenly realized someone was gone? That's the Sigma male. He doesn't make grand exits. He doesn't announce when he's leaving. He just disappears. To most people, this is weird. Social norms dictate that when you attend an event, you're supposed to stay for a reasonable amount of time, make rounds, engage in small talk, and politely say goodbye before leaving. But a Sigma doesn't follow those rules. If he's done, he's done. It's not about being rude. It's about energy. Social events drain him faster than others. The noise, the shallow conversations, The forced smiles it all takes a toll. He knows when he's reached his limit, and instead of forcing himself to stay, he simply leaves. Some people see this as disrespectful. They assume he doesn't care, that he's arrogant, or that he thinks he's too cool for the event. But the truth is, he just values authenticity more than social etiquette. And let's be real, most social events are full of fake energy. People laughing at jokes that aren't funny, conversations that mean nothing. Sigmas see through this, and it drains them. That's why they do what they do best. Slip out quietly without explanations, and the next day, they won't even mention it. Because to them, leaving wasn't a dramatic act. It was just natural. And that's why at every event, someone always ends up saying, "Wait, where did he go?" 4. Ignoring messages for days. You send a Sigma a message. Hours pass. Then a day. Maybe 2. No response. Just silence. At first, you think he's busy. Then you wonder if he's ignoring you. And just when you're about to give up, boom, he replies. No apologies, no explanations, just a casual message like nothing happened. Welcome to the mind of a Sigma male. For most people, texting is a way of maintaining constant connection, a lifeline of communication that gives them reassurance. But for a Sigma, texting is just another task. He doesn't ignore people to be rude, nor is he ghosting in the traditional sense. He just doesn't see the urgency. Most messages are shallow. How are you? Did you see that meme? To him, these are just filler. If a message sparks his curiosity or leads to a deep conversation, he'll engage. But if it's just empty chatter, he puts it on hold. And here's the real point. He hates forced responses. If he replies, it's because he genuinely wants to talk, not because social norms say he has to. 5. Walking alone for no apparent reason. It's late at night. The streets are quiet. Everyone is home, either asleep or glued to their screens. But a Sigma male is out walking alone. No destination, no purpose, just walking. This confuses people. Most walk for a reason, to exercise, to get somewhere, to clear their heads after an argument. But a Sigma walks simply because it feels right. The stillness of the world, the sound of his own footsteps, the rhythm of his breathing, it all brings him clarity. To him, solitude isn't loneliness. It's where he finds himself. Conclusion. Sigma males don't care whether the world understands them. They don't explain themselves. They don't justify their habits. And they definitely don't try to fit in just to make others comfortable. Because why should they? Being different isn't a weakness. It's a strategic move. And if you've ever felt like you don't quite fit in, maybe you're not broken. Maybe you're just built differently. Maybe you're more Sigma than you think.